guys, Scott Jelinski, Modern Samurai Project. Thanks for joining me for another one of my videos. I'm going to be doing a series here on how to get your fast drill below 5 seconds. For those of you that don't know what the fast drill is, it was developed by the late Todd Lewis Green as a test standard that he did in his classes. So what does it comprise of? From concealment, draw 2 rounds to a 3x5 card in the head box there, slide lock reload, 4 rounds to an 8-inch circle. Before, if you did a Todd class, now if you do it in an Ernest Langdon class, because he is now the holder of the coins, if you do it twice in 499 or less, you get a coin, right? If you make the first one, you get 2 more shots. If you don't make the first one, you're done. There are only 18 coin members in the world. I am fortunate enough to have earned coin number 15. So I get asked a lot, hey man, so what'd you do to practice for this, or what's your philosophy on it, yada yada. So I thought I'd just share that, put it out on video, that way I could just send it out instead of spending half an hour on the phone again. So common mistakes, right, that I see. So first of all, I'm going to explain what those kind of are, how to break down the fast drill, because most people don't. Then I'm going to do a video, actual dry firing it, and then we'll do a live fire video and kind of put it all together. But this way is just some common mistakes that I see. The first thing that I see is on the draw, too much useless frenetic motion in the draw. Okay, that could be squatting, that could be shoulder in the ear when going from the gun. It could be once you get the gun out, you're leaning forward and things of that nature. Any useless frenetic motion to get the gun out is going to cost you time, okay? How do I kind of explain why it's costing you time? It's because people's draws of what they try to do to make a fast draw are actually useless motions, ironic motions. What's the true definition of irony? It's not an Alanis Morissette song. That song is the worst thing ever made. I was a philosophy minor, guys. That song drives me crazy. Those things aren't ironic. They're just fucked up things, okay? The true definition of irony, you didn't know you were going to get a language lesson today, did you? Or a definition lesson, or a nomenclature lesson. What the hell ever I'm trying to say. Anyway, so the true definition of irony is the method in which you pick to accomplish a goal is the very thing that keeps you from accomplishing your goal. Example, your friend gets hurt, you throw him in the car to drive him to the hospital, you speed in order to get them quicker to save his life, but because you're speeding, you lose control, you both die. The method in which you employ to accomplish the goal is the thing that keeps you from accomplishing the goal. So why are things like the squat bad, right? You see people do this all the time, right? Because they think they're part of the IDF or something like that, right? So let me just watch, right? So we got my hand on the gun. I'm going to open it up so it can move freely, right? Watch what happens when I squat. Am I closer to the gun or further from the gun? I'm further from the gun. That's ironic because it's not helping you, but you think that it is, okay? Now, what about the shoulder twitch thing? So same thing, gonna grab the gun, right? Open it up, shoulder twitch, bang. I'm further away from the gun instead of closer, but we do these things. Why do people do the squat? I don't know, they saw it in some cool video, IDF thing, back in their karate days, they did the horse dance. I don't care if you wanna get low, but if you're gonna get low, do it. Here's fast. That's fast. Do it sooner, okay? That way your eye line's not moving, your gun's not moving while you're drawing and all this thing. Same thing with that, just stop the shoulder thing, right? Why do people do that? Because they're stuck on this whole full firing grip, and when they bring their shoulder up, it's because they're gonna jam their thumb behind there so they get a good grip. Just do the claw. Just do the claw. Right? And then you don't have to do all that stuff, right? Taking you further away from it. The other common mistake that I see is people leaning forward. Once they grab their gun, then they lean forward like they're increasing the feet per second of their round or something like that. No need to lean forward. It's only 7 yards. Don't stop doing that, okay? Just do the minimal amount of movement that it takes to get the gun out. Next part. People doing this when they finally get it and they jam it out, right? Especially with the red dot, it's always to the left because the right arm is dominant. I've talked about that before. Instead, what I'd like you to do is kind of modulate the draw. Ernest Langdon teaches this in his classes where I picked it up. Please go train with him. He's an outstanding American and outstanding instructor, right? So instead of 100%, you get seismic activity, think of 90-10, especially on a small area like a 3x5 at 7 yards. So if this is 100, bring it back a tick. Okay, and that's where you're going to bleed off that extra kinetic energy to make a precise shot. So this is what it kind of looks like, right? So as I'm coming up, if I'm here, I'm coming here, and I smooth it out, I prep, and I break the shot as soon as it comes into the 3x5 card, right? What a lot of people do is they jam it out, their right arm becomes dominant, and the dot or the front sight is left, and they come over this way, right? If you think about that, and the slide's coming from left to right if you're right-handed, reverse if you're left-handed, right? And this is going this way, and you're prepping your trigger, those are opposing planes, and that's why it's never works out, because you, instead of doing them at the same time, you wind up going slide, trigger. But if you bleed off that kinetic energy at like the 90% mark and follow through on that 10% mark, well, now the slide and the dot is going down and dropping onto the 3x5, and your trigger is in the same plane, okay? So those are the common mistakes that I see, at least on the draw part of things, right? The other part is that people don't break it down. If you keep on doing the fast drill over and over and over again, and you make a mistake at a certain point, but you're doing the whole drill, you don't really capture the mistake. You got to break them down into micro drills. So here should be your new goal in live fire. Draw 1.5 to the head box, then a 50 split, okay? That's not hard at all, especially if you do that technique of bleeding off at the last 10%. Bang, bang, easy day, right? Reload, we'll get into the reloads here. The other thing about it is get the reload first, because that's the hardest thing. Then let the mag drop. Now you have more of a visual cue towards putting the new mag. And then finally, so that's 2 seconds. And then finally, and remember, the third shot is part of the 2-second reload. And then on the 3, let it go. Just let it go, okay? The only way you're gonna go faster is by going faster, okay? Doing 10,000 fast drills slowly and smoothly is gonna get you nowhere. You gotta push it, and then correct the mistakes that you're doing. Maybe more support hand grip, right? Maybe you're lollygagging on the reload and over confirming the dot, right? So those are some common mistakes that I see with the fast drill. Again, get rid of useless frenetic motion on the draw. Don't punch out 100% when you're trying to get that first shot. Modulate to 90%. Smooth it out in the last 10% while prepping the trigger and breaking it as soon as it lands in 3x5. Squeezing with your support hand, not so much your firing hand, but your support hand, so that you can get that second shot in a 50 split. Reloading in 2 seconds, grabbing the mag, then letting the old mag go so that you have a visual reference of where that thing's supposed to go, and then letting it go on the last 3 shots. And what does letting it go mean? It's 25 splits. If you're used to shooting fast, that's not hard, okay? And if I add all those up, again, 1.5, 0.5, 2 seconds, 25, 25, 25, that's a 4.75. You got an extra 1/4 of a second for any efficiencies or flubs or anything like that that you may do during the course of this, okay? So guys, go out there, give it a try, see those refinements, break everything down, get the 1.5 draw. You can do all this stuff in dry fire. Take the times, divide them or multiply them, I guess, by 0.75 or 0.8. Work it out in dry fire. That's going to be the next video of me doing it in dry fire and walking you guys through everything. All right. So hey guys, if you like the content, do me a favor. It really does help. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. You can make comments if you want. I might read them. I probably won't. But hey, appreciate the activity. In the comments or in the description though, there are some discounts for some sponsors of mine. Please patronize them. They're good. They're awesome companies. I appreciate the support as well. But even if you don't listen to anything I say, be good, stay safe, get training.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by. Was that clean?
Yep.
Was that clean?
That was clean.
Nobody tell him what the time is. He's going to get a big head tonight. You see that?
Did you get that in video?